Today you will visit the epic site of Herodion, nestled in the hill country of Judea. Located just a few miles southeast from Jerusalem, Herodion was a magnificent desert fortress, a palace, and a monumental mausoleum constructed by Herod the Great in his desperate obsession to make a name for himself and be recognized as the king of the Jews. Instead, his legacy lives on as the king who slaughtered all the Hebrew babies born in Bethlehem, fearing the arrival of the real king of the Jews, Jesus of Nazareth. Watch and enjoy. Shalom and welcome to Israel. I'm Reuven Doron from Sar-El Academy, working with Sar-El tours and conferences, and with the good folks of Sar-El Media, we are delighted to introduce you today to the Herodion Park. We are in the heart of the Judean wilderness, and we are at one of King Herod the Great's most massive structures. He was known for impressive, ambitious projects. This, many say, is the largest one of all. So what happened here? You see, Herod was battling for power. He was a puppet of Rome. He had to mess around with the final king of the Hasmonean household. He, in fact, was defeated and had to run, driven out of Jerusalem in humiliation. He placed his family at the Masada fortress for safety and himself traveled to Rome, where he was appointed king of Judah by the Roman Senate. And now he's returning to Judea with the full backing of Rome. He builds an artificial mountain, which will be his claim to fame. From here, you can see everything in Judea: the old city of Jerusalem, Bethlehem, Hebron, the Dead Sea, the Judean mountain, the Samarian mountains. He had an Olympic-sized swimming pool. He had a 400-seat theater. He had a bathhouse with cold, warm, and hot rooms. He had everything a man could desire. And the whole place is about his legacy. In fact, one of the key verses from the scriptures that tell us about Herod's legacy is right from the Gospel of Matthew, telling us that then Herod, when he saw that he was deceived by the wise men, the Magi, who came from the east, he was exceedingly angry, and he sent forth and put to death all the male children who were in Bethlehem and all of its districts. All around us, Bethlehem is right behind us, a stone's throw away. The whole area became the site of a massive massacre. Every child 2 years and younger, all the male children, were put to death according to the time in which he determined from the wise men, the Magi. And thus it was fulfilled what was spoken in Jeremiah the prophet, saying, a voice was heard in Ramah, lamentations, weeping, and great mourning, Rachel weeping for her children, refusing to be comforted because they are no more. This is the man's ultimate biblical legacy. This is the story of Herodion, Herod's legacy that's turned into dust, ruins, and an empty mausoleum. On the contrary, the disciples of Jesus, whom he was trying to kill and undo, has been traveling to this area for the last 2,000 years, coming to Bethlehem, coming to Jerusalem across the hill, coming to the land of Israel to worship the one who rose from the dead, to worship the one who lives forever. This is the story of legacy.
Hello, my name is Matthew Finstein. I'm a registered tour guide here in the land of Israel, working together with Sar-El Tours. Welcome to Herodion, a vast, massive fortress located here in the Judean desert, stretching well above 760 meters above sea level. Here at Herodion, we found throughout the excavations of Ehud Netzer a vast amount of archaeology, from the synagogue of the Great Revolt, the rebellious zealots who came here and took control of this fortress well after Herod's death, as well as Herod's tomb located along the slopes of Herodion. More archaeology revealed for us another revolt deep underground throughout the tunnels connecting the water cisterns of Herod's palace. We have the Bar Kokhba revolt. During the 2nd century, these freedom fighters will continue to fight against Emperor Hadrian and his control over Judea. And of course, they will not succeed. Evidence of their failure is lined all around Herodion with the ballista stones. Conquering this site, the Romans will take control and the rebels will lose. And for nearly 2,000 years, the Jewish people will live outside of Judea in the diaspora until the modern era. Visible below, we see the palace remains of Herodion, the lower city as it was known, and mentioned also by Josephus. We have a huge, enormous pool, probably even with a fountain in the center. Today it's known as the Island of the Pool. And of course, a massive, massive colonnade, part of the remains of Herod's palace here at Herodion in the lower city. It's quite obvious why Herod chooses this location. For strategic purposes, 12 kilometers south of Jerusalem, we can see Jerusalem. We can even see atop of Herod's tower here at Herodion. We can see into Jerusalem itself, over Bethlehem, and even the priests working at the temple itself within Jerusalem. South of here, we have the city of Hebron, the cave of Abraham, our patriarch, and our matriarchs buried south of here. We also have in the east, the kingdom of Jordan today, the Dead Sea, Masada, even En-Gedi. Everything is visible right here at Herodion, atop of Herod's tower.
Here in Herodion, the only question we need to ask ourselves is, what legacy do we leave behind? One that turns into dust and ruins, or one that lives forever? God bless you from the wilderness of Judea, and we look forward to have you in Israel real soon.